morning view inside fish famous John's Pass at Hubbard's Marina here. And just getting ready to get started on another day out on the water. Luckily, today is a lot nicer than it was yesterday. Yesterday, we got a pretty biblical storm there around early afternoon, late midday. It was pretty darn epic. We were under a tornado warning basically almost all day long due to that storm, and it was definitely pretty memorable. But luckily we escaped out of that. Nothing crazy damage-wise, but it was pretty windy and the rain was torrential. But today, much nicer day. Things are going to calm down for us today. Tomorrow, it looks like Sunday we're going to get a little bit of a cold front, kind of a mild, weaker front. That's going to create a north wind there Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday. Then we're going to have a high pressure settle in. Got a pretty strong east wind. And then all of a sudden, around Friday of Christmas weekend, Christmas Eve, that time frame, we're going to see a pretty hardened down, bigger cold front. So two cold fronts lined up in our 7-day forecast right now with a pretty hefty high pressure between them. So this is that time of year, folks. This is winter in Florida where you get a little bit of cold north wind and then sets up for a warming east wind, and you get a little bit of reprieve between these cold front systems, especially when we have a little bit of a lighter high pressure between the fronts. So best weather and fishing opportunities look like today, tomorrow, probably tomorrow a little better than today because we're right behind the front. And then it looks like maybe Thursday, Friday range in there between these fronts. So again, today, tomorrow, and then we get a front Sunday, and then that's going to mess things up probably Sunday into Monday, into Tuesday, and then that high pressure is going to spike. We might have a little bit of storm action. The backside of that right before the next front, Thursday-ish, looks best. So always wait the most amount of time you can behind a front. Right before the next one is always the best time to get out on the water and go fishing this time of year. David Altamus, what's up, man? Mark Scadinio, James Gore, Bonnie Korniak, Mark Stewart. Good morning, y'all. Hopefully everybody's staying warm here in Florida, watching this gorgeous sunrise. It's in the low 60s. I've got pants on, and that's saying something. I left the shorts in the truck. I brought them with me because it's going to be probably mid 70s later today. So winter will be a few hours long. Where I'm rocking the jeans this morning. Jeans in a coat, full on coat. It is cold. So hopefully everybody's staying warm. As far as fishing goes, we're catching those hogfish near shore, doing pretty darn well on them when the weather will allow us to get out there. We're seeing some nice gag grouper action near shore, still a handful of kingfish around near shore, surprisingly. A couple nice mangrove snapper mixed in. We're also seeing offshore the cobia, the kingfish, a couple blackfin tuna, big gags, big scamp, big mangroves, lots of yellowtail recently, seen a handful of mutton, couple cubera, even some African pompano. It's a great time to get out there near shore and offshore. You just got to time your trips around the fronts. Really, really important. Jeff Reedy, Billy Scott, good morning, y'all. Also, don't forget, if you're a part of our supporters group or regulars club, tomorrow, Saturday, 4 to 7 p.m. is our Regulars Club and Supporters Club Christmas party. And then also December 30th, open to the public, open to everybody. We've got our free crawfish boil. We're going to be giving away steak and cheese sandwiches. We've got lots of food, fun, music, free drinks. Going to be a killer time. So come out and join us Friday, December 30th. For Final Friday here inside John's Pass. Bradley Luda, good morning. John Sasser, hopefully everybody is doing well this morning. John, on the topic of red tide, it was definitely pretty hefty to our south, even as close as Treasure Island before this weather. This morning, unfortunately, it seems like it might have made its way closer to us, but this weather will hopefully help to break up those blooms and then disperse them. And a lot of times when it's broken up and dispersed, it can kind of die off a little bit. Unfortunately, for it to be cold enough to actually kill off red tide, water temperatures have to be in the 50s. And if water temperatures get into the 50s to kill off the red tide, that's so cold, it will kill off all our fish anyway. In 2010, we had that big freeze that killed a ton of snook in the area. That's when the water temperatures were approaching the 50s. So in order for it to be cold enough to kill red tide, it's going to kill all our fish anyway. So unfortunately, that doesn't work. But what does work is similar to the grass in your front yard. You know, your St. Augustine grass. You get a big dump truck coming into your front yard. Say you're pouring a pool in your backyard or something. Some reason a truck needs to drive back and forth over your front lawn every day. You get these big ruts, the grass gets torn up, root system is destroyed, it's all dispersed and broken up. And if you don't take care of it and bring it all back together and nurture it after that, it dies. And that's kind of what these cold fronts can do to this red tide bloom, is break it up, disperse it, run it over a bunch, and then hopefully once it's all broken down and depressed, a little bit of cooler water temperatures doesn't really help it to grow quickly. Just like your grass grows better in the summertime, right? You got a lot of rain, it gets a lot of nutrients, it gets a lot of sunlight, it grows quickly. In the wintertime, not as much rain, not as much nutrients, it's a little cooler, the grass grows a little slower. So that's what I'm hoping for, is this red tide gets broke up really, really well, dispersed really, really well, and just kind of dwindles down to nothing. We really don't want this lasting through the winter time, because that's when we can have big, big, big blow-ups come spring. So Charlie Pollins, Dan the Fishman, good morning, y'all. Hopefully we'll see everybody join us Sunday night, 8:30 p.m. for our live stream show. Hopefully you'll get a chance to come out and see us tomorrow for our Supporters Club and Regulars Club Christmas party if you're a part of those groups. And if you're not, you can become a supporter today right on the top of our Facebook page. And hopefully we'll see y'all soon. Don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy. We look forward to seeing everybody out here. And enjoy your Friday. Happy Friday, guys. Happy weekend. Enjoy, stay dry, stay warm, and we'll see you out in the water soon.